gremlins in the system, so I want to double check to make certain that everybody is able to hear what's going on. Okay. Answers that question. That's good. Excuse me. Okay. Whatever I had a couple of weeks ago has been pretty well dogging me, and unfortunately it is sticking around in some form or fashion. So wish I could say that it is going away and that I won't be clearing my throat throughout the entire evening, but I probably will have to stop and take a drink or two here in a little bit just to clear the throat out, because whatever I've got is just really awfully terrible, and is sticking around pretty well for the time being. All right, we are good to go on everything, it looks like, for right now. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. It is Wednesday night, peak of the week, looking at the 12th of February. And as of right now, again, this is our Weather Overtime video blog. Welcome to anybody and everybody who is tuning in for tonight. We've got the stream chat function going. We'd love to know more about where you are from or where you are sticking around at this time for anything. Let me just reset this real quick just to make certain that everything is where it needs to be. We don't need any more interruptions there. The graphic you see behind me, again, that's the focus of what we're looking at for tonight as we see the possibility of more heavy rainfall across the area tonight and taking a break. That's the nice thing. We'll be seeing less in the way of anything involving rainfall for most of Thursday and for Friday, but we do still see the potential of maybe, and you can see more in our 7-day forecast down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Saturday looks to be the best potential of anything involving severe weather for the area. It's not a lock. The National Weather Service in Morristown, that covers part of the News 12 viewing area, is showing for right now not great confidence in what is heading our way. So hopefully, again, some good news on that. We'll tell you more coming up here in just a little bit. It is a very sloppy evening across the region, so if you are traveling tonight, going to have to slow it down as we see more chances of rain and also thunderstorms out there. What it looks like from downtown Chattanooga, where we're coming from, by the way, welcome to downtown Chattanooga here, looking off to the south. You can almost see I-24 traffic above the rooftops there around the Rossville exit, and wet roadways all over downtown. Rain on the camera lens, drizzle, fog, rain, possibility of some thunderstorms coming up in the next couple of hours, even a marginal threat of severe weather. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a bit. 40s, the temperatures have been pretty stable throughout the day. They probably will continue to be decently stable throughout the rest of the evening, but at least we don't have much taking place in the way of anything involving a huge amount of wind chill. It is a little brisk out there, and with that cold rain coming on down, that is where we're looking for the potential of that wet conditions continuing. Here's what it looks like. Again, the News 12 viewing area: southeast Tennessee, western North Carolina, northwest, north central Georgia, and extreme northeastern Alabama. We've got mainly just rainfall across much of the News 12 viewing area. DeKalb County in areas of northeast Alabama, and now from around Chattooga, Floyd, back over south of the area close to Gilmer and Fannin counties. We've got more thunderstorms taking place here. So if you are traveling anywhere into and around this area, mainly what we're looking for right now south of Chattanooga is some of the heaviest amount of thunderstorms here. Time is coming up. It's 10 before 10 Eastern time. So this is moving from central into eastern, and this again from roughly Birmingham, Anniston, all the way over to just north of Atlanta. We've got the skies lit up with a decent amount of lightning. We did have a tornado watch in effect. We'll take a look at that coming up here in just a little bit. We do see, again, the potential of more of these storms coming up from the southwest and moving into our area. The worst of the worst, I think, is staying south of this location. You'll notice here, that's the tornado watch we were referring to earlier. And then looking just a little bit east of there, in just the last 15-20 minutes, right there. The Storm Prediction Center has extended the tornado watch farther to the east because it looks like the strongest part of the storms are moving toward the Alabama-Georgia line, and that is where we've got the bulk of the worst amount of storms right now. What we have here in the News 12 viewing area is mainly just plain heavy rainfall, but we've gotten so much of it that, again, it's dangerous to be out there for tonight. Taking a look at what's going on, we have numerous flood warnings across the area, including for Hamilton County around South Chickamauga Creek, Whitfield County, Dade County, Chattooga County in Georgia, back to northwestern areas of Jackson County in Alabama. We've got some flash flood warnings taking place there. And back up around Marion, Sequatchie, and Bledsoe counties, that also showing up with some very good amounts of heavy rainfall taking place. Let me do a quick check on that for there and see what we've got, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is that might have been downgraded to a flood advisory. But for right now, that is going to be, again, let me just double check here for just 1 second. Okay, we've already talked about Chickamauga. Let's see, Coahulla Creek in Keith's Mill Road in Whitfield County near Dalton, affecting that area. That flood warning continues in effect until late tonight into Thursday afternoon. Even if the rain quits tonight, we've got numerous hours of that rain draining away, and that is where we're going to see this flood watch continue overnight, and more flood warnings actually as we go into and around the rest of the forecast there. So this could be a long night, and again, a very wet one for the possibility of more flooding taking place out there for right now. Let me just do a search here for the time being instead of searching with my eyes, because that is the worst way to do things, especially when everybody's waiting on information. All right, for this particular area right there, Marion, Sequatchie, and Bledsoe counties, we've got a flood warning for the Sequatchie River near Whitwell. Again, the river stage was at 12.8 feet about an hour or so ago. Bankful is 14. It's expected to rise to 14.5 feet. Minor flooding possible, and then dropping below flood stage as we go into around Friday afternoon. So we've got numerous warnings taking place across much of the region, and more potential of rainfall out there again through the rest of the afternoon and the evening hours, dropping the rainfall chances as that water pushes into the valleys and moves out and away. So we do have, again, some fairly dangerous conditions for tonight. That is what we're going to be looking for into the overnight hours. So right now, that's going to be the worst of the worst, but we do, especially with the way some of these roadways are looking for tonight. Let me go back just one for our graphic showing 153 at 64, rain on the camera lens looking back off to the south and west. That, again, is showing just how heavy the rain, fog, and mist are, and you can see that spray being kicked up by the vehicles on 153 at 64. All of these cameras available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. That's available at WDEF.com/weather if you'd like to see that. Taking a look quickly at 2475 on the Tomahawk crane and rigging camera. Lots of spray, traffic not quite so heavy as it was earlier, but once again, mist and fog and rain and possibly some thunderstorms coming up here within the next couple of hours. Let's take a look again at the current situation in regards to what's going on. The big picture is showing our storm system passing on through, and as it does, it's again stirring up with that cold front dropping through, the potential for, again, the heaviest rainfall along and close to that front. As this clears the area, we will be looking for this storm system to be dragging in a lot of cooler, drier air, so the rainfall will last a few more hours into overnight, and then we're done with it. And then we watch for this system to arrive as we go into and around Saturday. So that's going to be our next significant weather maker coming up. there is the potential, again, of some heavier rainfall coming back into the forecast as we go from Friday into Saturday and Sunday. This is what may fall on top of everything that's already fallen in the last couple of days. So expecting more flash flooding potential out there into the next couple of days. And for right now, flood watches cover the better part of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states, from Alabama up to West Virginia. So very heavy rain in the higher elevations. That, again, could cause the water to collect quickly and then run off down toward the areas of the main river system. And that's where we're going to see the best potential of anything involving the heavier rainfall stacking up. Now, for tonight, let's see if this has been updated at all. Okay, good news again. This is day 1 tonight. We did have a marginal threat of severe weather, northeast Alabama, northwest Georgia, as of 3 minutes before 10 o'clock Wednesday evening. That threat has been removed, so that's definitely good news. But as we go into the weekend, this is not good news. The main threat is for now south and west of us. This is, again, kind of important. What you're seeing here is just the extended severe weather forecast, 15% chance in the sort of yellow shaded areas, and in that sort of tannish, orangish area, that is where we are seeing the highest potential of severe weather. You may be asking, okay, well, where is the marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate categories? We don't have that because we go from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, days 1, 2, and 3. Anything from day 4 onwards, we do not have that forecast ability. We're not as accurate as we would like to be yet on that. So we can show you a generic possibility of severe weather tomorrow as we get closer to Saturday being day 3. That is where we will give you a better potential idea as to what might be happening. And if we see this, again, the higher possibility of severe weather already in the forecast, this is where we could be looking at the worst potential of any severe weather. So again, Birmingham, Montgomery, south of Huntsville, all the way down to and across Jackson, parts of the Mid-South. This could be a problem around Oxford and Tunica, across the river, through the Delta, Louisiana, southeast Arkansas. This is where the prime threat will be. So far, it looks like damaging winds will be the primary possible worst problem, with an isolated possibility of tornadoes. Again, by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time, we will know a lot more about what is going on. So keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised as to what we are going to be seeing out of this. Again, this is more generic than anything else, but it gives us a target. It gives us an idea as to what is happening. Our 7-day forecasts are about as accurate as our 3-day forecast were several years ago. So we are reaching toward, better forecasting potential, but we are still seeing, again, the possibility of a severe threat this weekend. Now, the National Weather Service in Morristown is going as far to say that confidence is not high that we will be seeing severe weather all the way up into southeastern Tennessee. Kind of hedging bets there a little bit, but I think for right now, because this is in place, we need to at least focus on the potential that we may see something. So if you have outdoor plans Saturday night into Sunday morning, that's going to be the prime time for severe weather. So for right now, I would have your plan in place for severe weather safety. If you don't have a plan, get one, make one, research where your best severe weather shelter is. Maybe you just moved to this area of the country and you've never been through severe weather before. Now's the time to look up the proper procedures for being informed and know what goes on and what needs to be done when a severe thunderstorm warning, a flash flood warning, a tornado warning is anything like that. You need to know what to do when those warnings are issued to save time and therefore your own safety. Make certain you're all safe and make certain you can save your life should it become necessary. So remember, lowest floor of whatever building you're on, and remember, again, the higher you go, the more debris could be flying through, and that puts you in danger. And the center part of every single structure you're in will be the best place to go to, unless it's like exposed outdoors somehow with windows or an open courtyard somewhere. As I go to the schools, again, I talk about the hashtag. If you play tic-tac-toe, if you want to win the game, you go right to the center of the board to make your first move, and then that gives you dominance over the rest of the playing field. Same thing applies with severe weather. Central part of whatever structure you're in, lowest part of whatever structure you're in, that's going to be your best bet there. Now, for the 7-day forecast, we have got a lot of different changes coming up because of the fact that we have all these systems rolling through. It's February, so it's a more active time of the year. Tennessee 58 at Hunter Road. That, again, is the intersection you're looking at here on the Island Cove Marina and Resort camera. And we see, again, the traffic passing with, again, some fog and also some drizzle out there. A lot of rain coming down off the dock roof in that location. So, for tomorrow, the flood watch expires. We see a dry day with clouds clearing out into Friday. It's going to be very chilly in the morning, temperatures in the high 20s starting off Valentine's Day. Right about normal on temperatures and sunny skies. You shouldn't see a soggy Friday, so that's good news. But as we go into Saturday, I would be weather aware when it comes to watching the system move across the southwest of us and head our direction. I think Saturday night into Sunday will be the best potential for severe weather, and then we just get rainfall after we get into Sunday morning. Then all of that clears out for Sunday. We chill out as we go toward Monday, and then Wednesday next, we may see the potential of an early morning mix of rain and snow with temperatures like this, probably favoring the rainfall and probably not too much sticking around. But again, that potential is something we need to watch. And because we are this far out, we'll know more as we go forward in time. So keep it tuned to News 12 as we keep you updated on what could be our next winter weather salvo coming on through here. So that, again, could be a bit of a problem for travelers across the area. Thanks to News 12 viewer George Humphrey from Chattanooga for a view from Lookout Mountain way up top, a little hazy off in the distance. That's our weather window. Picture of the day brought to you by Langley Roofing, and thank you for being our sponsor on that. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see them. Go ahead and send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. You can drop them to our social media pages, or you can go to our website, wdef.com/photos, if you have pictures to turn into us so we can use them for our background pictures. And thanks to everybody who have sent in some absolutely wonderful pictures over the course of the last several days. Let's take a quick look at what we're going to see in the morning. Again, tomorrow we should be looking at the rain peeling away and maybe a raindrop by sunrise, but that should be about all. Temperatures in the high 40s to around the lower 50s. Thanks a lot to Brenley Smith of Athens for a view of 9-year-old pupper Harper. That's our dog walking forecast pupper picture of the morning. So if you're heading out again for the dog walking forecast, should be rain free relatively, maybe a raindrop left over, foggy and cool, and then clearing out for the rest of the day. So looking better. I've got to get Marlo T. Shorkey out when I get home somehow, and she is not happy about being outdoors, especially in weather like this, but whatever Her Highness wants, that's pretty much the rule there. Into tomorrow, again, if you have any plans to be traveling for school, you should not need the rain protection tomorrow. There will be patchy fog out there and maybe again a raindrop or two, but then we see temperatures relatively stable throughout the rest of the day. Winds will be a little breezy going from south to northwest as that cold front passes on through. So on the backside of that front, winds will turn from the south ahead of it to the northwest as that front moves on through. So that is where we may see some slightly cooler temperatures and, again, some fairly breezy conditions as well. So be prepared for that. And Friday looks good. So transporting all those Valentines to give out later on, you should not be seeing too much of anything in the way of a major problem there. Once again, don't forget that there are Skywarn meetings coming up in the next several weeks across the News 12 viewing area at various locations. If you want to check on those, go to our weather section, wdef.com/weather. If you'd like to take the course, but you can't show up at the meetings in person, that's okay. National Weather Service has this, at Morristown, Tennessee, has this wonderful page to where you can study for the Skywarn exam, take the Skywarn exam, and then register with the National Weather Service that you happen to live or work in, so that they know your details, phone number, email, stuff like that, so they can contact you and tell you to be on standby for possible severe weather. And then they can ask, did you see anything? Did you experience anything? And you can call or email them back. If you're an amateur radio operator, again, something to think about there, to make certain that you've got the ability to contact them through their severe weather nets that take place. Something, again, amateur radios can do very well, especially in severe weather like this. So if you haven't considered becoming a Skywarn spotter, it's an hour and a half out of your time. This is paid for by your tax dollars and my tax dollars. And one more great example of what NOAA does to keep us safe, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And again, this is something that no private forecasting firm can do, along with all the other stuff that NOAA does. It's not possible. NOAA has a lot of different functions and a lot of different things that they watch and keep track of. No, in my not so humble opinion, no private forecasting firm will ever be able to equal that, and especially not making you pay for a second time. You already pay for this with your tax dollars. Forcing you to subscribe for tornado warnings, that's a recipe for disaster. Just not a good idea, and really not a great look for the system, the private forecasting firm that is calling for that loudly with certain projects that are in the works for parts of the federal government. So please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. Again, totally free. Good opportunity to help your community when severe weather threatens. We depend on these reports that are emailed or called in or amateur radio netted in. That information can help people like me and my colleagues get information out to people like you in the community, and we can all stay safer that way. So please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. One of the best things, again, that you can possibly do for that. So for our bell tone weather question of the day, we're going for different various ideas about our weather quiz. So this Beatles weather-related lyric, so for tomorrow may rain, so I'll go buy an umbrella, I'll follow the sun, or I'll stay inside. Personally, that was my choice for today, at least not in the quiz. And of course, 76% of you got the correct answer in I'll follow the sun. If you'd like to vote in our other polls, we'll have a new weather poll going up at midnight, wdef.com/vote now, or use the QR code on your screen. Thanks to Belltone for being our sponsor for the weather question of the day. And again, a brand new poll coming up at around midnight tonight, if you'd like to tune in for more there. Again, for outdoor activities, things should be looking a little bit better tomorrow. Cloudy earlier, then clearing, but breezy and cooler. Temperatures, again, right about where they should be for this time of the year. Let's see, if you're going to go out for a round of golf and try to avoid the gophers, again, maybe a little breezy, pardon me, but also temperatures pretty much exactly where they should be for this time of the year, so looking very good there. Wonder how much rain we actually got. Let's take a look and see at the almanac page. Another almost inch, and we're not done with the day yet, so we picked up over an inch yesterday, just shy of an inch officially as of about 5 o'clock sunset tonight. Very short temperature range out there, and well below normal for the high and above normal for the low, but this is really helping us because now we have a surplus for the year and a very low fraction of an inch, where opposed we were about 3 to 4 inches behind before this rainfall arrived. So that's really helping us out, considering the 13 to 14 inch deficit that we had going out of 2024, so that's nice to be able to see that. One more check on the radar. It is currently right after 10 o'clock, 10:10 Eastern Time to be specific. The heaviest amount of thunderstorms north of Atlanta back to around Birmingham, and all that moving our way to the east at about 25 miles an hour. Bit of a lull taking place back to the west of Chattanooga around I-24 and I-65, so hopefully that'll lessen things by just a little bit. Good news on that, but we still have a lot more rainfall taking place, and we've got more lightning well on down to our south. So some of this, again, moving up this direction, might be giving us the potential of some possible problems on the roadways, but it looks like we are starting to see the back end of this system as dry air makes its way on through. So for 11 after 10 on Wednesday the 11th, things are looking much better out there for right now. Again, that is what we're seeing for the time being. Things will change. They always will change with the forecast, but for right now, things are looking a little bit better. We'll monitor the potential of severe weather on Saturday. Again, the National Weather Service Morristown is kind of iffy about that. We'll see what they say. We'll see what the other National Weather Service forecast offices say, and we'll keep you updated as to what's going on. Find me on these social media pages out there, and again, on our website and on YouTube and Twitch, you can pick up the repeat performance of Weather Overtime whenever you need to. You can also see the Weather Overtime through weatherblog through the News 12 weather app. So if you haven't downloaded that yet, go ahead and get that taken care of, and you can see Weather Overtime whenever we get that posted on there. So please go ahead and download that. We'll go ahead and tune it back to your midweek evening activities. Thanks everybody for dropping on by and taking a look around. For those who are saying hi in the comments, I'll have more on News 12 at 11. Chip Chapman will have more on the forecast update bright and early on Thursday morning. And, of course, I'll be back for the rest of the week with more details. News 12 this morning starts Thursday at 5 a.m. Eastern, so tune in for an update there. And, of course, keep it tuned to News 12's website, wdef.com/weather for more. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek, live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thanks for joining us for Weather Overtime Wednesday, and stay tuned for much more with News 12 on air and online. Thanks for joining us.